PBA telecasts are going to have a pretty different look in 2026, as it was announced that laneside reporter Kimberly Pressler will no longer be on our screens on PBA telecasts. She made the announcement on social media saying that after 15 unforgettable seasons, my collaboration with the PBA has come to an end as Lucky Strike Entertainment moves in a new direction with its on-air talent for the 2026 season. She went on to say, "Bowling has meant more to me than words can fully capture. The sport, the athletes, the fans, the energy in the venues, and the passion that fills every frame. Being a part of that world has been a true honour. I've been lucky to help tell the stories, share the moments, and contribute to the growth and excitement of a game I deeply love." Now, this is a very interesting and surprising decision to me. Kimberly has been a mainstay on our screens for 15 seasons now, and I thought she was a very good laneside reporter. She seemed to have very good interactions with the pros. You know, the segment Pressing Questions was always really great, and it is a real shame to be losing her as the PBA now moves over to a new network throughout 2026. I think most people assumed that she would just move over to the CW network, but unfortunately it was decided that a new direction is needed. Now, this does pose the question about what other changes could be coming and how the team might look this year on the CW network, but also remember that there are going to be quite a few telecasts on the CBS network, including the World Series of Bowling. But we'll get onto that in just a moment because there is some news for us to discuss there, particularly with the commentators. But let's just finish up talking about Kimberly. Now, I have to admit, when I read this announcement, I didn't really know too much about her and what she'd done before she joined the PBA. So I went to Wikipedia and had a quick look. Before she joined the world of television, she became Miss USA in 1999. And it wasn't long after that before she was hired by MTV, where she hosted senseless acts of video, where not only did she host but also performed stunts as well. She also hosted a number of other shows on the MTV network, and then from 2004 to 2006, hosted and pit reported on ESPN, and would do the same for Red Bull X Fighters as well, and throughout the rest of the 2000s had a number of very similar jobs for ESPN, and it was then in 2010 that she became the laneside reporter for the PBA, and she made her debut at the 2010 World Series of Bowling. She would remain in this role as a laneside reporter all the way until the 2018 PBA season. Then the PBA announced that Pressler would continue as the PBA moved to Fox Sports. She's become a very, very popular member of the PBA team, and judging by the reaction on social media, many fans are very disappointed to see her go and said that they really enjoyed her Pressing Questions segment as well. But given all of her experience on TV in the last 25 years or so, I'm sure she will find another very good opportunity before long. She's very good at what she does, very professional, and she's got a wealth of experience to fall back onto. It is a shame to see her go, and whoever takes over the job will have a little bit of a tough task to begin with, because naturally, when you're taking over somebody who's been in that role for 15 years, it's always difficult to then make your own mark. We don't yet know how the CW network or CBS Sports will approach that sort of position, whether they will fall more towards the commentators. I mean, if you think back to the early 2000s on ESPN, you know, I can remember that was sort of Randy's job. So maybe they will bring in somebody like that. Maybe they will bring in a third commentator to do, you know, commentary / laneside reporting. Who knows what it will look like. But it's clear that the fans are very appreciative of everything that Kimberly Pressler has done during her time on the PBA throughout the last 15 years. So the next question is, what about the commentators, particularly Randy Peterson? With Pressler going, will Randy Peterson face a similar fate? Well, thanks to the fantastic website The 11th Frame, we now have a little bit more information on that, and I will leave a link to the full article below in the description. It seems that Randy's situation is still a little bit up in the air. It appears that CBS Sports wants to keep him and Dave Ryan in the commentary booth. However, he's not yet heard anything definitive about the CW shows. In his mind, it seems to spell the fact that CW is going to go in a different direction. But until we get a definitive announcement, who knows? From what it seems then, Randy will still be a part of the PBA telecasts, but we may have a new set of commentators for the CW shows. And you know what? There is a bit of a divided opinion on Randy. Personally, I really like him as a commentator, and I think it would be a real shame to see him go. So if he did stay, even for half of the shows, then that would be great. I think it would be interesting to see how new commentators might go. But I think people would really miss having Randy on the shows. Again, he's got so much experience. He is very good at what he does, in my opinion. And hopefully CW does make the decision to keep him. But it won't be long before we find out, because the new PBA season is very quickly creeping nearer. The first tournament is being televised now in just under a month. The PBA Players Championship is the first event of the season, and it will be broadcast on CW on Sunday the 22nd of February. And after that, we will have weekly shows all the way up until pretty much the end of April. Then into May is when it switches over to CBS Sports. Anytime you have major changes like this when it comes to new networks, you do always expect a fair amount of change. I'm sure all bowling fans are very thankful for the hard work and dedication that Kimberly Pressler has put into her role. It is a shame to see her go. And as for the commentators, well, it seems like we will have Dave Ryan and Randy potentially for the CBS Sports shows, but it's not yet clear what will happen on the CW network. But it won't be long until we find out. I can't wait for the 2026 season to start, and I will be doing my usual breakdown videos of each telecast. So if you have enjoyed this video and you want to keep up with any of my future videos, then make sure to hit the subscribe button below. Well, that is going to do it from me for today, and as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.
Welcome back to Las Vegas and the first major of the season. Chris, if you were to win today, you would actually become one of only 6 people ever to win a Triple Crown in PBA history. What would that mean to you?
Well, it's one of the things on the bucket list. There's no doubt about that. There's not a whole lot of things left that I feel like I have to accomplish, but that's definitely one of them to go through. So a lot of work to be had, and if I get there, I'll earn it.
Well, good luck to you today.
Thanks.